a shadow puppet show involves, a bunch of people who cut out the shadow puppets. We have a 7-person band. We have Jim Ure, who is the main kind of over director. He comes from Duluth, and he schleps all the stuff down to North House and gets it all set up and basically has an open workshop for about 10 days before the show.
The 2024 Winter Solstice Show was awarded grant funding from the Cook County Community Fund, a local philanthropic giver that seeks to meet the needs of the community through support of nonprofit organizations.
We did fund them last year, and that's community-driven. There's a group of very, very dedicated people that spent time designing the plays for the solstice. They'll be back in the wintertime as well.
I sat down with the music director for the Solstice Winter Shadow Puppet Show back in town. Barb Levine wrote the grant application to Cook County Community Fund and shared why it was essential for this year's production.
We really like to be able to pay the people involved. Nobody gets rich on this, but it allows us to do the show. And we had other funding that wasn't available, and the Cook County Community Fund was there, and I applied, and we're so grateful that we got some money to put it on again this year.
Pleased to present for you tonight, Raven Conspiracy, our shadow puppet show.
If you aren't familiar with the Winter Solstice event, it's an annual performance put on every December by several committed community members that involves a live music soundtrack played to an elaborate, handcrafted shadow puppet show.
As a music director, I get to work with these just wonderful musicians who have a lot of experience, a lot of talent. We have a cellist, we have some percussionists, a glockenspiel, we've got some wonderful vocalists and guitar players who really have a lot of experience and practice and have practiced their craft for many, many years. And part of the funding is to record it, mix the sound. We have people who are very skilled at that as well, and to record it and video it so that we can. It's not just a one-off and it's boom, it's into the ether. We can look back over the years and look at these things, and they're just delightful videos to look at. The sound that our Jonathan does, the sound, he does a wonderful job. And it's really nice to have a record of it, and that's part of the funding goes to, being able to record it and see it years in the future. So, yeah. It's nice to this funding really it really says, thank you for your skill, your practice, your time, and it's just a little bit of a cherry on the top it's a really fun thing that we do, and it's really nice to just be able to just say thank you in that way.
As to ward off the wind and the weather!
It brings such joy to the community at large that it just seemed like a natural fit to to help that along and to move them along. And so we gave them a nice grant to continue that, and I hope that it continues in the future. It's a big part of community.
I think we'd have a public outcry if we didn't do the winter show. It's a very hyper-local show, and I think a really beloved thing that we do every year on December 21st to get us kind of fortified for the winter season.